Hey guys, welcome back to PND Podcast, episode number 6.
Today, we discuss and decide, do we kill baby Hitler if it was our own baby? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
PND?
You shut the fuck up. All right.
Sorry, I'm stealing your show.
Exactly. She's so crazy.
Controlling. No, I'm kidding.
It's okay. Sometimes I like that. But Victor.
He's like, hold up. I can't handle the daddy.
Yeah, because Victor's listening through his headphones.
Wait, so
You're
funny.
going to just give him a boner, an emotional boner. And then, like, that's going to be a traumatizing boner. It'll be like, wife, sorry. Somebody get... Like, is that... Vic, have you ever gotten that? Have you ever gotten, like, a trauma boner? Or like
trauma boner.
Yeah, or just, like, a boner from somebody else by accident and it wasn't your wife. You know, just like...
Do not ask him that.
Okay.
I mean,
In
I'll
a
say this.
relationship.
Have you ever gotten like where a boner is just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason
Yeah.
for this.
Absolutely.
I've had that. And you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
zero reason
Yeah.
for this.
This is
but
my
you're
cousin.
there. I'm like, why
That's
is this here?
weird.
Yeah, it is.
It is
Do you
weird.
like analyze it? You got it.
Yeah, like
Well,
I think
because
like
it's like obvious for us because it's like the pants are
you-
tighter now. Everything is like, and you're like,
Has
this
to
is
be
like not
awkward.
the setting. This is like this.
I mean,
is
I
Not
just
the
reason
ride
time.
for
with
this.
it. I just ride with it because I mean, like it's natural. Like, what do you want me
Thank
to do?
God women don't have. That's like one positive thing about being a woman. You don't really see
out
that.
of all like 99
Yeah.
terrible things.
Yeah,
So,
99
the
things that we have to go
the
through.
internal torture you go
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
You don't have to face
we could
one
just-
external embarrassment.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
it's
Love
worth it.
it.
Worth
That's
it.
the
Worth
trade-off.
it. I'll stick with that. I'm okay. Speaking of like the I don't know what we were
Boners?
talking about. Yeah, boners and shit. I'm like, let's take a little,
Yeah.
let's do a
Detour.
side, detour from sexual conversations.
Yeah.
This bubble ponytail I was working on Friday. And this guy comes up, it's like, this would be perfect in the porn situation. Like my hair like this.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like,
Man, I've watched too much porn because I honestly thought somebody was gonna put it up their butt. Just like I was like,
Oh, yeah, it looks like a butt plug.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my god, that's what my mind is going to
Oh,
now.
gosh.
Like my mind is
but
ruined.
yeah, the guy was
guys.
like, this is
Yeah.
perfect. Like you should be in the porn with that. And I'm
Did
like,
you know this guy?
no.
Ooh,
I was like, you're weird and creepy. And then I had one situation at the bar where this guy. So when you turn around towards registers, there's a mirror right in front of the register, so I can see the whole back.
okay.
This guy was taking pictures of my butt, and I was just like, "Bruh, not today." And then, ironically,
Wow.
People
Ironically,
are
my-
wild.
what people
People
are wild.
Yeah, yeah.
Ironically, my dad, who literally lives in Poland and was visiting, my parents were visiting for a month, and my dad was sitting in the corner and he noticed that. And I saw his red face, like he was getting pissed. He was going to come up to the guy.
Oh shit.
But I was like, Dad, I got it handled. So I turned around and I was just like, so can I see your phone? And he was like, no, like super, embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're taking pictures of my ass, you better tip me at least $100 because that shit is worth way more than that. But I'll let you slide. You can have that picture.
Damn.
And he did fucking tip me $100 on that check. I was
Worth
like,
it.
let's go. OnlyFans
Yeah.
without OnlyFans. Love it.
I've gotten tipped before by women.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I used to clean apartments in the city.
Okay.
You know, I was pretty handy because that's close to what the app was closed, or it was, whatever it was.
Okay.
But yeah, some woman didn't proposition the situation, but she was let's say handsy with me. Again, trip on Chandra. I'm on a roll, guys.
Handsy.
Yeah,
Got it.
I got handsy, and then one thing led to another, and then we did the do, and stuff like that.
That's like a
Yeah, she tipped me some
porn scenario.
Yeah, it
story.
was. It
Yeah.
was. I mean,
Derlis get on his
Yeah.
knees cleaning the
Yeah.
floor, and then
Yeah,
Shorty's
yeah.
like,
yeah,
do you want to do the dirty?
my boy calls me the pool cleaner just because of that story. It's just like, oh, you were just bashing some MILF son like that. It's just like, yeah, it happens.
I love
You
that.
know,
How was that experience? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but I mean, like she had one of the craziest part of that sex adventure escapade, I should say, was just I get fancy when I smoke, guys.
Oh my God.
Dirty fanciness, like a Frenchman, So she was blowing me, and she was her phone just blew up, and then she had to pick up, so she was talking to her sister about like a family situation or whatever, and she's just still sucking my dick in between conversation. I was just like, oh yeah, and then going back, oh, that's terrible. And I'm just like, mind you, I'm sort of like, I'm interested in the conversation at this point, because I was just like, you picking up while you had given me head. Okay, this is new.
She's professional at it.
Yeah, like that's what 45,
I've heard they're crazy.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah, you get bored after a while. You gotta do things. You gotta do things. But I feel like our generation is gonna be like FaceTiming. Like I'm gonna be a grandpa and my kids are gonna catch me fucking the grandma's sister or some shit. Be like that's our
Victor's
generation
unwell
going to
right
it.
now.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
where we're
gosh.
heading to right now, guys. I'm just letting you know.
That is great.
Yeah, like think about it. Your grandma's gonna be twerking, bro. You are the grandma that's gonna be twerking.
I'm scared for what's to come years from now. For our generation, if it comes to that, it's crazy. I think I agree with the FaceTime situation. I feel like we're gonna
like how much crazier can you have sex in? It's like after a while you just seen everything, and then you're just like, what else is left?
Imagine if, like, by that point, though, there isn't even FaceTime. There's just holograms.
Ooh, so you just fucking holograms, huh? Just like, goddamn. Like she's like she's a hologram there, and then you just take out a pocket pussy that feels like, and it vibrates to her getting dick down by your dick. Like, I think that's where we're heading. I'm telling you, that's gonna be the technology of the future right now. Patent pending, Derlis
Victor,
technologies.
we're going to church after this.
Yeah,
I
there you
just
go.
came from there.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
need to go back
happy
now.
Victor,
Easter,
he's gonna-
guys!
Happy Easter!
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Victor's gonna have to go more often now. How often do you go?
Not enough. Not enough.
I should probably start going.
Really?
I feel like I could.
I feel like I'd be bored at a church. I'm too bored to be at church.
I mean, there's definitely depends. There's definitely much more, like, younger, more, like, obviously, it's such an old word to use to hipper churches out there.
Hipper.
I'm like
Okay.
trying to find like a better word for that.
I think it's hip.
Hip,
Yeah.
more hip. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here so confused. I'm like hip. Maybe he meant hip, but I'm not gonna say it out loud. Yeah, we get the point.
But yeah, like with modern
Yeah.
music, this is stage. It's like a
Cool.
full. Yeah, they do
Oh.
light show.
Do they sing like a lot?
Yeah, I mean, all the churches kind of varies. Like, but yeah, like my church, for example, it's like they start with 30 minutes of music. It's
I
a
love
concert. You get like a little
that.
30-minute concert
That's
before
so cool.
every service.
Which church is that?
Assembly of God
Okay.
here in Hampton Bays.
Oh.
But yeah.
Shout out to the church. Make sure you donate to us, okay?
Yeah,
You're
so-
sponsored.
It varies, but there's some churches up island which is like a full blown concert.
I would love
venue.
to go to that,
And then
I think.
and their whole congregation is like 20s and 30s people.
wow.
And so it's
I
like,
can't imagine a church without music. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody has their music, but I mean, I'm Catholic church music is definitely like, okay.
yeah.
I like the
guilty.
gospel.
Here's also
Oh,
like a surprising
gospel?
fact.
Gospel?
Gospel music?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that
Oh,
how
like
you
the
say it?
southern style?
Yeah, I do like
okay.
that too.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
like-
remember being in Poland and listening to
Whoa.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
Whoa. Like just busting out like,
I
yeah,
just-
double time.
Yeah, but isn't it-
Hey, yeah, God. Like, yeah.
I love this. This is
Yeah.
great. No, it just gives you so much life, I feel like, and
yeah.
energy to just like start the session, with
Yeah.
with the hit. I don't know.
And there's, like-
I also sing, so I love that. They're very talented usually.
You probably like also like the contemporary stuff, which is very modernized. And then it's like, it's so funny. Most of the musicians that I know that play at church regularly
Uh-huh.
are major metalheads.
Oh wow.
Like play outside in their own screamo bands and hardcore
love that.
bands.
Oh.
And then they and so it's like
That's so cute.
so cute.
so it's like it's funny because it's like my generation.
Praise God.
This is legit though.
Yeah.
Man, my generation, there's so many like rock and metal heads that are like
Wow.
super
I feel
church.
like it's just because it's so anti now what used to be like in the 80s, like death metal rock and all that. Now, we're doing death metal God. like, just
Yeah.
to praise them and stuff like that.
I love that. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna get influenced by Vic and go
No,
to
do it.
church
You'll
so we
find
can
it.
have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
You know, I do come from Catholic country. I mean, Poland is very Catholic. And growing up, you know, I was in Catholic school. That's the only way to go to school, honestly. I mean, unless you were super rich and you go to private school, but most of the kids would go to regular Catholic school. And I, you know, I had a religion and I had all that stuff, and we would have to go to church. But I didn't like my church because the priest was very like all about himself more so than God. And you know, he wrote a book and he was like, oh, buy my book. You know, it was more so just like I said, for the selfish purpose more. And money and money instead of just like building the faith and impacting other people.
What was the Catholic religion for you?
I got smacked with the book.
Oh, really?
Because I was talking out loud in like
Oh,
the class,
damn.
and I was just like, "Who the fuck are you?" I was like, you know, they were trying to discipline you, but like I wasn't really doing anything bad. I was just having a conversation. But it's strict. Schooling is very strict in Poland. Like you can't really be yourself, which kind of sucks. There's a lot of control that come in.
Do you think they changed nowadays?
I would hope so. I'm not really sure. I haven't been, you know, back home. I've been living here for 10 years now.
Of course. But comparably to what you see in the United States now versus Poland as education as you grow through it.
So education is definitely, I don't want to say more advanced in Europe because obviously American
I think it's
schools.
better though. As far as like public, like comparatively, like you learn more in a European country than you would in no shame
to certain degree they do overwhelm you with the amount of knowledge that they throw at you in Europe. I mean, just the fact that when you go into a history class, like you're learning about entire history, world's history. It's not you don't pick. I think you do pick here, right? It's like
I feel like you get a general world history, then you focus on American history,
ours are like
and then you can
detailed.
expand if you want to go super
okay,
detailed.
no, so ours expand right away. So you go through what is that, grades, and you have to cover entire world's history, knowing every single thing. Like we pretty much learn about every single president of America, and I'm just like, I don't live in America, why do I have to know that? It's just a lot of information that is overwhelming, especially for someone who, like, you know, I told you guys I used to play badminton and I was barely in school, to be honest. I was on a professional team. We would travel every single weekend, so there were times where I wasn't even in school on Mondays and Fridays. And you know, there's so much material to be covered for instance, for history, where like I couldn't catch up, and yet I still was able to, you know, pass and have great grades because I'm ambitious. But it was a lot for a kid. So there's a lot of not necessarily irrelevant information, but things that you're not going to use. But then also, you do learn a lot more in Europe. So if you are someone who absorbs knowledge very easily, you do benefit from it in the world, like in the adult world, I guess. I don't know how to say it, but I do think that
adult world.
Yeah,
that sounds like a porno. Anyways,
I would say in adulthood.
Yeah.
Adulthood, yes.
See?
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just
what?
so slow.
I'm just saying it.
Adulthood.
Anyways,
Hood. We're in the hood. Yeah.
Please continue with the education.
Yeah. So I do believe I've learned a lot more and faster. So let's say, for instance, when I moved to America and I went to college, you know, I had calculus. That's what it's called. I had it at 12 years old. And you guys get that in college. So I was definitely...
Or 12th grade.
Right. Right. I don't know the grades because I wasn't like growing up here. But long story short,
that felt like an insult. But okay.
No, but I was a genius, math genius in college here.
What the fuck?
Sorry guys, but
I was a genius.
No.
Do you know what a genius is? First of all, define that for me.
Compared to the other classmates, I was very smart. Yet I hate math, and I was not really that good in Europe.
Okay.
I was like a C student in Europe, and I was A class here.
And you want to insult us?
Sorry.
Okay.
That's just speaking
Maybe
of education.
Kentucky, but not us, New Yorkers. Okay.
Anyway, so there's definitely a lot more that you learn from.
Do you guys get the arts as well?
Oh,
like heavily?
Yeah.
Or like do they just put you to sing and they're just like, you're singing, you're playing instruments, you're drawing?
So
you know?
music class, I guess. There's like a music subject. So you learn how to play what are those
Drums?
drums, but like on
Or
like
percussion.
no. It's like English.
Xylophone?
No, it's like the little thing that you hit and it makes like a
Beat?
No, xylophone.
what is it?
It's the one with all the little bars. And
Yeah,
hitting
yeah.
xylophone. That's
Okay,
called
I
a
had
xylophone.
no idea
Okay.
the
Yeah.
actual term for that. So you learn
But
that. You learn a
used
little
it.
bit on
You
the.
didn't learn it, I guess.
No, I mean I can play like basic.
So one thing my wife's told me about as far as European education is that's different from here. Is that here, once you get into high school, we have things called electives where we can customize our schedule to include like random stuff like wood shop and different things like that.
Okay.
Or I could choose to spend half my day learning audio production and use that as
That's
a
awesome.
science credit or a math credit. And that over there, you guys are pretty much stuck. Like you have to learn all these things and you don't get to pick and choose.
No. So I mean. Yes and no. So when you go into high school, you have to pick subjects. You have to niche down to your interests. So I went with advanced English and politics because I'm not interested in politics, to be honest, but it was the only major where the advanced English was attached to. I love biology and I was actually going to go for biochemistry. But they didn't have advanced English classes. So since I knew I was going to travel the world and I really wanted to go to America, I kind of like picked the advanced politics and history, which I did not like at the beginning. And that's why I was overwhelmed with like the amount of material that we were covering. But the English part of that major has helped me speak so well, thankfully. But you do have to pick a major in high school. There's multiple different ones. Like you can be a math and physics major, biochemistry. I don't know exactly what it translates to, but it was politics and advanced English. Super odd. Like, why would you put both together? And there's a couple of different ones too, but you do have to specify it in high school. And then there's also trade school. So you either go to high school or trade school, and that's when you like. You know, if you want to go into painting and more artsy majors, you go into trade school versus the high school. High school is more so for people who know that they're going to follow, that they're going to continue their education and go into university and colleges. Trade school is strictly you're going to be that and that only, and you're not going to continue go to universities and colleges.
For trade schools here or trade
classes. Yeah, I know they do have that.
Yeah, but like usually they also have things for older generations if they want to learn something of a trade school. Do they have that over there?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah. Again, I was only in Poland until I finished high school, and then I moved here. So I don't have like a broad knowledge about what is going on there, but I do remember like adult education. Is that what you're trying to say, like an adult? Okay, yeah, we do have that.
I want to see the. I'm just trying to figure out how they move people around that don't have jobs as well.
There's definitely a adult education. Like even if someone did not finish high school, you know, because they dropped out or whatever, they do help you navigate and through life and help you with jobs and stuff. So there's plenty of help. In Poland specifically, there's not as many opportunities as America. So I'll tell you, this is land of opportunities for sure. And I'm grateful for making the decision to move here, because I do believe you really have to be a lazy person not to make money here, especially in New York, I feel like. So when I have conversations with people, you know, if someone's like, oh, I'm broke, I'm like, how are you broke? Like, please explain, because to me, like,
you could be making an OnlyFans right now.
Seriously, you can make
I've
so
seen
many
homeless
moves here.
people with cell phones. Yeah,
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I see them with a new version I don't even have yet. I'm just like, bro, how is this possible?
Yeah, it's definitely a land of opportunities. I get that question asked a lot, like, oh, how is economy in Poland versus in America? Actually, Poland has been thriving lately, which I'm very proud. We elect a new president. Things are looking very bright.
Except the weather.
No, the weather's very nice in Poland. Yeah, we have 4 seasons. Don't talk shit. I'll bring.
I feel like I gotta go there just to see it myself.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Listen, I would love to bring you guys. If you Poland
What's
is
the
a very
traditional dance.
Polka.
Polka.
We can pull it up. Eventually,
Vic,
but
pull it up. No, he can't.
no, it's like they have like nice flowery
Yeah.
uniforms. Not uniforms. I guess I don't know how.
Outfits.
outfits. That's like super
Traditional
traditional,
wear?
old school.
Yeah, traditional wear.
Yeah. But we really dance.
I feel like I just
anything.
imagine you guys braided hair.
Yes.
And then also just wooden shoes. I know that's more Dutchish.
I can hear the accordions now.
Oh.
Yeah. So
You guys have the accordion?
yes. Think of like a farm.
It's like Weird Al, basically.
Yeah.
That's polka.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's
Is
like
it
a
named
very
polka
lively.
because of Polish?
Potentially.
Probably?
Possibly. I'm not really sure. I never like looked
Okay.
into it. But Poland it's kind of similar.
I'm gonna look it up and then I'm just gonna put lie or truth. Just stop this whole movie. Lie, truth.
It's fun though. It's very lively. You see a lot of colors. People having fun. We used to wear those headbands and long braided hair, like Slavic country, Slavic style. Look it up. It's great.
Are the Slavics from Middle Eastern?
Slavic is Russia, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Ukraine. So
Right
That's-
next to the Middle East, but not.
yeah. So all these countries are like a blend of. It's called Slavic culture. So we share very similar outfits, traditions. Like pierogi, for instance, a very traditional Polish dish, is also part of Russia and Ukraine. So it's like these countries share very similar things like food and traditions and mentality and all that stuff. So definitely I do believe that Poland is a very underestimated country, and every single person I've met in America who have gone to Poland, they rated top 5 countries they've been to in the world. So and the
Wow, I like the fact that you're prideful about your country. I don't have to be prideful about Costa Rica because people just talk every day about it.
Everyone's prideful for us.
Just like, I wish I could conquer your land. Too bad.
yeah, I mean it's a tropical destination, so it's beautiful. Who doesn't like tropical?
Yeah.
No,
You
But
know?
Warsaw did have banger food when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? So yeah, the Poland in general, like, when you like rate it overall with like sightseeing, the food, the people, the things to do, things to see, I guess it's really up on the top of the list. I actually have a buddy that I've met in school here in college early when I just moved to America. He actually moved to Poland and he lives in Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland. For those of you who don't know, I know you do.
Yeah. World
You're
War
intelligent.
No,
yeah. Oh, okay.
that's why I know about it.
Yeah. Warsaw is popular in the world.
We're
I guess.
so sorry.
Wait, is that how you pronounce? Is that how you pronounce it in Polish? Warsaw.
No, it's Warszawa. That's the actual name.
Warszawa.
Warszawa.
Oh, so
Yeah. So
everybody's
Warsaw is
gonna-
American way,
Or
like
Warsaw,
translation.
yeah.
Yeah. Warszawa.
I feel like that's such a bad translation. Why wouldn't
Yeah.
they just call it Warsaw?
So I think every
Warsaw.
capital.
That's why they translate. Warszawa.
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 So we don't have
Warszawa.
V. We don't have V in our alphabet. So our W is V. That's how you pronounce it.
Vit?
Like
V.
your V,
Yeah.
Victor, Victor. So
Oh, you Viviva? Yeah. China?
Warszawa has
say
W in it.
Room.
So you would say Warsaw, I guess. Warsaw.
I wonder how they say Worcester sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire.
Worcestershire, yeah, Worcester sauce.
No, so pretty much we don't have the V in our alphabet, so our W stands for V. That's how you would pronounce.
I feel like that's also United States. That's what I learned from Barney. They were like, this is a W. So it's pretty much a double V. Like,
Yes, it is, yeah.
I was like,
I've
you ever
never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
smart.
it
I
looks
never
like
thought-
one, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, well, like my last name,
Yeah.
Kaczorowska. It's W. You would say Kaczorowska, but no, there's no W. It's V.
Kaczorowska.
No, that's how
That sounds
Americans
like-
pronounce it, though. They look at my last name and they're like, "Oh, Kaczorowska," because there's W in there,
Yeah.
and it's Kaczorowska.
Kaczorowska.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah, and
Learning about Poland, folks. Yeah.
yeah, definitely check it out if you guys are ever in Europe. I know that's not like top destination when people do Euro trips, but if you have a day or two to go and actually explore Poland, you should. And Krakow is one of the most amazing places. We actually have one of the biggest castles in the world, and a lot of kings and queens are buried in the castle, like on the
Gross.
premises. And then Jean Paul II is actually Polish, and he was buried there too. So plenty of history, plenty of tradition to see. Definitely worth checking out. I'm definitely a proud Polka. That's
Polka.
the female
Polka.
version of
Yeah, okay.
Polka.
And Polko for a boy?
Polak.
Oh,
Polak.
okay. I was going Spanish.
It's almost like it is similar to Spanish. Honestly, Polish is very similar to Spanish. We do have the female and male. What's that called properly? Like you switch
Variations.
up variations. Yeah. Like for instance, my last name's Kaczorowska. My dad is Kaczorowski.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
It's
and then
similar to Russian.
right,
too.
right.
Yeah.
And so if I were to marry a Polish man in America, I would have to take over his last name. So I'll be like, let's say Zieliński instead of Zielinska. You know what I mean? Because in Poland it would be.
I would follow his.
You guys don't have that in America, so kind of sucks.
Would you keep your name too? Like Spanish people?
I would love that. So in my last marriage that lasted 8 months,
You don't have to bring that part
I
up.
do.
But okay, sure.
No, I was gonna say like I kept my maiden name and then I added the second last name.
Nice.
But then it was like Kaczorowska dash. I'm not saying the other last name, but it was like a long ass fucking last name. So if my future husband has a short last name, I would love to keep my maiden name. But it's not something that I will hold. Like I don't have to, you know, because I know some guys are very prideful of their last name and they definitely would want their wife to take their last name.
That's an interesting question. Vic, what about your wife? Did she take your name?
Yes, but she did the hyphen.
So
she put so the way she did is she put my last name and
First.
then her last name.
Oh, you can do that? I don't know that.
Yeah, because we kind of followed it in the Spanish sense where, you know, it's like in Costa Rica, we take both last names as default.
Okay.
And we always start with the father's name and then the mother's
Got it.
maiden name.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so it's like by default. So for me, it was
Wait.
kind of normal. I was like, okay.
Wait, so you take the father's last name, your mom's maiden last name, and then if you get married, it's the third last name?
No.
That gets
No.
disintegrated in past.
Yeah.
So then you have what?
So you keep your
Like for
original
instance,
last
me,
name.
It's Derlis, that's my name. Then Alberto is my middle name.
Okay.
Chavarria is my father's name. Campos is my mother's last name.
And
Right, but you're a male, so when you get
Yeah.
married, it doesn't affect you.
yes,
What if
you're a female? So for example, say you're Kaczorowska,
Yeah.
and say you got married to Derlis. So your new last
You're
name
welcome.
would be Chavarria Kaczorowska.
Okay, so your mom's maiden name disappears.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
I'm not taking
gets-
on your mom's maiden
No,
last name.
No, it doesn't. It just gets shifted over one.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But personally, I would not care if my wife took my name or not. I don't care about that. I think that's weird. The weirder thing though is I wouldn't accept my wife's last name. I've seen some dudes do it.
They do that, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the
and
thing.
like to each their own. That's perfectly fine. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just saying, I just wouldn't take anybody's name. I'm just like, I'm gonna keep mine.
I
know.
think. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I know for my wife, her reason for keeping her last name is because it's a traditional Tartar name. So and she has a lot of pride in that, and she wants to maintain that heritage because being a more of a minor nation.
Yeah. So same for me. I'm prideful of who I am and where I come from. And I think, for instance, if I had like a crazy American last name, people are not going to know that I'm Polish anymore. And I do want them to know, you know, I don't want them to know off the bat where they approach me like, oh, you're Polish. But I do want to maintain that last name. Just if I have a choice, I will leave it to my man because I understand this is like a respect thing sometimes, and that's where I will allow my future husband to be in control of that. If he doesn't mind me keeping my maiden last name, and adding his last name to the full last name, then I'm okay with that. But if he wants me to just have his last name, I'm okay with that too.
Interesting.
I can compromise on that aspect.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and that's where I like the respect comes in play, you know. But yeah, Polish. I'm prideful of where I come from, and
Now, just to get back to also, basically singing in that church kind of thing like that. What do you find like energy based off? Like, do you find that you're singing through God or with God or something like that? I mean, I'm sure Victor could probably say like the Holy Spirit takes over them, which is kind of in my eyes, but it is what it is. Yeah. Oh, great.
You're great. Yeah, I'm like,
great.
this is your rule.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I break things. I break things.
I'm learning.
Thank you.
Quick.
Thank you. Yeah. So, the grape ghost got Victor, playing
So wait,
drums.
so you're asking singing at the church? Like
I'm saying like, how do you view singing or like spiritualness when it comes down to that? Do you guys find that you have something linked into it, or is it just music to you guys?
Well, I think it's personal. I think depends on the connection you have with music. Like I come from a very, very artsy family. So I do, like, for me, if I'm stressed out, for instance, it is a relief of stress. Me singing and dancing specifically makes me super happy. And it kind of like helps me forget about the negativity. What happens now, I'll do like a little shower session. If I feel anxious or nervous or whatever negativity I feel, what did we lose?
We're good.
I do feel connected to music on a more spiritual level than some people might, you know. But like I said, I've been singing since I was literally super young. I would say 3 years, as soon as I could speak. I my mom pushed me to singing. I have videos on me of me on
we'll put them up as soon as
I have to. Yeah, I have to find them. They're so cute. I was like on top of the washer and just like dancing, and I had like these. Imagine like the angel from like the paintings of God. Little angels flying. That was me. Literally, that's how I looked. I was blonde, curly hair, big belly, big booty, and just like standing on this washing machine and just dancing. And I had a mic in my hand, and I was just like such a rock star. I don't know. It was just so funny. So yeah, I've been singing forever, and I do feel spiritual connection to music, and I think it's a great way of releasing the negative tension. And
what do you feel when you sing then?
I feel free. I feel like, well, it depends what kind of song and what's the connection with the lyrics.
I'm saying like in the most spiritualness of like all the times you sang, where it was just a moment of just pure bliss, I guess, that just hit you.
I think I feel free. Like there's no limits. It's like just the world disappears. It's me, myself, and I. Freedom, full freedom, no problems, just happiness, just full. I feel full.
You think that's what heaven feels like?
I think so. Yeah.
I feel
it's
like
definitely blissful.
Huh?
I feel like it's just a big orgasm. And never ending. I mean, good Lord. Like, what else do you need, honestly?
I thought about
happy.
like when the door opens to heaven and then the door opens to hell. Like, what would be the first thing you would see?
Oh. Ooh, that's a good
I'm
question.
scared.
What do you think the first thing you would see in hell be like? My exes.
No, I'm seeing like a devil just doing crazy. I don't know. It would be something crazy. It would be triggering. I feel like if I opened the door to hell, it would be like I'm trying to get sucked in there. And it would be something triggering where it's like fucking with my past or fucking with my the devil part of Paulina, where it's like come in here. Like this is just what devil typically would do is just trigger you, right? And like go with the bad side of you, I
don't know. That sounds like just me deciding things. But Vic, what do you think the devil is? And
I think
is there a personification of the devil?
So I think he's definitely it's a mixed bag, but definitely like a being, a spiritual being, and just not even that, just an energy, and that counterbalances the good in that sense. But definitely that's where it's like, it's all the things that we feel in that sense, the shame, the guilt, the things that are like driving us, because it's you indulge because it's instant satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's where he comes for, is the instant satisfaction.
It's like sugar when you're addicted to sugar,
but, and usually the good in God is more like discipline. It may hurt while you're going through it, but it gives you like the best results.
Yeah.
And it gives you the best happiness and pleasure.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think that's miserable to think that way. And it's terrible for not taking actions or like responsibility for your own goddamn choices in life. But
You should, because it's all free will. All they do is tempt, but you're the one who's deciding what to do.
So thinking that there's a devil out there, I don't know.
He's a tempter. He's not a doer. He doesn't make you do anything.
What does that mean, bro?
He just gives you the option, and he gives you the that impulse. But it's up to you to fall into it or not.
It's like a drug feeling. Like, oh, I don't know how to explain it specifically, but like if you were, let's say, addicted to something, that devil voice is going to be like, do it, why not? Just like an instant gratification versus God would be like, hey, if you don't do it, the benefit is going to be way better long term. That's just how I look at it.
It's like if you are like prone to lung cancer or whatever, but you have like cigarettes everywhere and ads are like, you feel like you're being personally targeted in the sense it's like it seems attractive. That idea that it's attractive is like, okay, we're not even addicted. It's just like, those are the things. It's like, then you follow that path and that's where it leads into those things.
You can't call that not addictive. Like cigarettes are addictive.
Oh no, they're addictive. I'm not saying the cigarettes aren't. I'm saying the initial initiation maybe not be from addiction. Maybe you never had it before.
Right, but you're triggered to try it.
That temptation comes from him. It's on you if you choose to try it or not. And it's on you if you continue. It's like God always says, you can always repent. You could be a cigarette smoker for 30 years, and if you repent, which means I learned my lesson and I don't do it again, then you're
Cancer's
good.
Cured. There you go.
Not necessarily. You still live with consequences, but you're forgiven though, and your soul starts to heal, and you start to be in a better place. And now it doesn't always translate to the physical.
Right.
Store up treasures in heaven.
I love that. So, what does heaven look like?
To who? To you?
To you.
To you.
Oh, to me. I see blackness, bro. I don't see.
I was expecting like
it might be the sunglasses.
No, that's it.
I was expecting like unlimited porn. It was like perfect place for Derlis.
Yeah, just porn. I don't know. I would imagine just if there was such a thing as heaven, you could find it on Earth. I mean, just the spectacular events.
I think Earth is heaven. It's all about your head and how you look at things.
Perspective. It's definitely one of those things. Yeah.
But it's funny because like when you talk about porn, I feel like everything you say now, I'm like, oh, he's probably thinking about porn. Like,
so you're thinking about porn.
Yeah, because I've been influenced. Like, this is crazy.
I have that kind of power. This is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I see that.
Just literally, I didn't even mean to do this, but what was that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Inceptionized you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When in your dreams. Yeah. Flying through the staircases and stuff like that. That was such a crazy movie. Yeah. I like that movie.
What were you saying?
It was a good movie. I was saying, Paulina, based on how you're talking, being influenced by both of us, it sounds like this episode's about you having an angel and a devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Listen to me.
I get these freaking I feel like every second of my life is like a devil and the good energy and the bad energy trying to fuck with me every day, and it's just so hard to stay pure, guys.
That's a good question, I guess, for your main audience, ladies. Paulina, how do you stay so positive? What do you do? What is it?
So hard.
Yeah.
It's like I really want to be petty 90% of the time.
Oh, sorry. A little late on that one. But yeah. I got there. Sorry, I'm a little high. So yeah. I'm getting there.
I wish you gave me some of that. That would be fun.
You're more than welcome to anytime. Yeah.
How do I stay so positive? That's what she also said.
Yeah. Continue. That was a good one though.
I can't with you. How do I stay so positive? I just think people trigger me every day, and it's like an internal fight. Am I going to be weak to let them change the way I think, the action I take, or am I going to be strong enough to just look at them and say, you know what, I'm better than that, and you're not going to kill my positivity. Sometimes, people approach me and they're like, you're so fake nice. And I'm like, sorry that you're miserable. Like, do you want me to, like, let's talk about it. Like, what made you so upset that you think that me being so positive and having such good energy is fake? I usually try to help these people. And I'm like, I feel sorry for you that you actually think that my positivity is just me being fake nice. But I think just knowing the beauty of the world and that I see positive in every single situation. I've learned that through personal growth and reading a lot and listening to a lot of podcasts, and gratitude. There's a lot of different ways you can, work through it. But it's hard to stay positive in this world. And I do struggle with that sometimes. But then I bring myself to the ground when I tend to go to the la la land and, my mind goes a million different ways. I try to ground myself and sit down and be like, okay, there's always something positive in every single situation, no matter how shitty that situation could be. There's always a lesson. There's always a reflection that you can get out of the situation. So staying positive, I'm not saying it's a solution to it all, but it definitely puts your mind at ease a little bit. And that kind of relates to God, I feel like. And see, like now I'm seeing this more.
Mm-hmm.
The God where it's like God's got my back anyway. So everything works out. There's like, fuck you both, I don't believe in this.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
He's like this boring, like that's bullshit.
Somebody you'll believe in, somebody you'll be inspired by. I'll say it like that. And I would never want to put somebody down to do something better or become better.
Right.
I don't want to be that type of person. But yeah, whatever you believe in, you believe in. I mean, I hope heaven's as good as what you're both thinking. But
we won't know until it happens, though.
Yeah, like to me, God is a shitty manager that doesn't even communicate with you clearly enough. So it's just like, and Vic, you could be like, oh, but he does, and so fuck you. Just talk to me, bro. That's it. I don't need. How good would a communication with God right now be like? Yo, God.
I do have a hard time believing in God as this is God. I do believe in higher energy because I've experienced energy. I mean, we all have, but like I know that energy is real. And I know, especially power of your mind is huge. Whatever you think, it really happens. So, and especially, you can create your own reality. So I'm like torn between like the faith and the science, the mind and how it works and the universe and the energy. So I don't necessarily believe in God as a human, right? Like as a person,
like a bearded old guy,
right?
Yeah, no.
Because I don't see it. Like I can't, I can't see you, so I don't believe in you.
Comprehension, honestly.
Right? Yeah. So there's it's a tough topic, but
I feel like that's a false statement, 100%. Just because Moses saw God, he was talking to a burning bush. Yeah. So he can communicate, obviously. Because fuck y'all. If motherfuckers understood that first rule right there, just like
the thing that's like, I think it's like the challenge is that you have to develop that muscle, because it's not communication as is it plain English, unfortunately. I wish it was. Oh, it's the same way where it's like you have intuition and stuff. When you build in them, because you get that feeling is like, this is the right thing to do. Right. This is the gut feeling. This is like good for the soul, and this isn't. And you ignore that enough, you become deaf to the other side.
Yes.
And it's like, I think that's like the biggest struggle with most people is when they restart that journey, is they have to develop that muscle.
Okay.
Because most of the time, it's telling you to not do fun things.
Right.
It's telling you to stand up for things that are uncomfortable. And it's telling you to bear with things that require discipline and take you away from things that may not be even bad on a worldly sense, but they're bad for you because they're leading you to
for instance,
laziness, to things. There's one of my favorite books is Outwitting the Devil. And in there, he describes as the devil's main goal isn't to make you bad. It's just his greatest goal is to stop good men from doing good work, because when good men do nothing, evil always wins. And he wants people to drift, which means I want to keep them comfortable enough that they don't take serious action to reach their full potential, because God's trying to make you reach your full potential and create real positive change in the world. But if he can keep you down just enough, like resistance, just enough this and that, he's winning because he's stopping you from doing what you were built to do.
Yeah.
So
See, this is why I do love religion in those regards of
Yeah,
like
same.
nice little positive spins and stories
Uh-huh.
of that. But I just find it all just bullshit. I really do. And again,
I was waiting for it. I was like, it's coming.
yeah, it's just like it's really lovely to hear all
But
that good
this-
stuff.
there's
Yeah.
also the paradox, though.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't believe it, sure, you go into nothingness.
Yeah.
If you believe it,
Yeah.
then that. But like at the end of the day, it's like, if it was true, then great, you're on the good side. And if it wasn't true, it's like, if it was true and you
suffered
didn't
for no reason.
No, but if
Good
it
job.
was true and you didn't believe in it, it's like, oh, well, now I'm messed up.
Yeah.
Now I have to deal with the consequences. Because it's either everyone's getting nothing anyway, so it doesn't matter, or you're going to get the decision.
Yeah.
So it's like, so why not
But are you
bank on...
working yourself? Because, like, luckily for me, I can say I do good things because I just want to feel good and I want good to be done.
Exactly.
It seems like you're doing good things to get to that end.
No. I mean, for me...
I don't believe you are.
Yeah.
I truly don't.
No, but I get by the premise.
saying-
By the premise, yes, I get
yeah.
that.
Because there's
And-
plenty of people that would.
But it even says in the Bible, doing good works without proper faith is dead.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, it's the whole point of it. It's like doing it to get the result, to make a check mark.
Mm-hmm.
In itself, you can appear to the pearly gates and you will be denied. You could be the most philanthropic, everything person in the world, and you could do really good worldly things and still be denied because you did it all with this like greed and intention to make it there.
Right.
It
To the
has-
final destination. Yeah.
Because what they check is the heart. It has to be pure. It has to be with pure intention. It has to be that.
This
Shit,
gonna be,
I've been so pure. I better get all the good.
Oh, yeah. That's why we call you white cocaine. You know? You're just that pure. You know?
I mean, I can be like cocaine for sure. I give
yeah.
people a lot of energy apparently. So see, you don't even have to pay for the drug.
Yeah.
You just call me.
Yeah.
I got you.
Cocaine.
Cocaine
Yeah.
from Poland.
Yeah.
Probably good shit in
Yeah.
Poland, honestly. There's a lot of Polish people that
Yeah,
do that.
no, we just do the lemonade. That's it.
Slip the lemonade. That was a good conversation we had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my mind. But yeah, I'm ready to go to Victor's church, I think.
Oh, that's so sweet. Victor, you got a follower. Good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
This is
I
true
did my-
followership
I did-
right now.
I did my
Pure.
Easter Sunday duties.
Yeah.
But I do like see like
No.
the whole faith relates to the personal growth journey. You know, all these motivational, inspirational books that and podcasts that I listen to. It really comes down to exactly what you just said. You know,
But there's also that toxic positivity side too, which
Okay.
I think that's the big turnoff from, because I get that comment too, where it's like, oh, you're too smiley. Like this isn't like a good situation. Like, why are you okay right now? You know, and it's like, I think that's where there are people out there that are like positive no matter what. Like it's like this, and they don't acknowledge the reality.
yeah,
Where it's like the truth is like, for me, it's like I find myself to be more of a realist in the sense that like, yes, the situation is going this way. Sure. Can I do something about it right
Right.
now? No. And so what can I do? This is what I can do. And in any situation, the bad result usually is just as likely as the good result. Just as likely as you're going to, get into a horrible accident that you'll be perfectly fine.
yeah,
So it doesn't matter really to fixate one or the other. At least if I fixate on this one, I'm not stressed while doing
Right,
it.
right.
And I'm able to look at it more logically and be more effective.
Right.
Because
I was there with that one day that Victor didn't see that option. And he snapped at me.
and
It
I'm
was
still
listen,
here.
everyone is human.
Yeah, it was hilarious because it was at a wedding, no less.
Oh, God.
Out of all the things in the world, Vic just snapped at me. Won't you calm down? I never tell you to calm down. Just like, it was hilarious.
I,
was like,
I don't want to press that button, but I kind of want to press that button.
it was hilarious. Like, not in
Test
the,
me.
like I would laugh at Victor's face for that. At that moment, because you got to be serious about
Yeah,
these
of course,
things.
of course.
But
We're in
it
work
was,
mode.
Yeah, but it was great just in the fact of just seeing him just snap.
Losing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like, oh, Victor can lose it, huh?
Yeah, this
it's
world.
just-
I am human. I do
Yeah.
feel anger and sadness.
It's such a skill to not be so reactive in the situations that
Yes.
you get triggered at. And I think I'm still learning that. I still have that snappy personality sometimes because my dad raised me to be like, hey, if they fight. If they hit first, you go and hit 3 times harder. You know, it's not the greatest school, but it has gotten me far in life so far. But
so
I am
funny.
working on not being so reactive. And like you said, whatever is within your control, that's what you should worry about. And I think a lot of people worry about everything at the moment when the situation happens. And that's not how you ever going to solve any problem. So where the positivity comes in this place is like, okay, what are we doing about this? Like, this is the issue. What are we doing about this? What can I control right now? And I don't know if you guys know, 80% of things that we worry about and overthink about situations don't even happen. Like, they don't even ever gonna happen. So I had this conversation with my mom the other day because she was stressing about all these things. And I'm like, Mom, what is it that you can control right now? She's like, well, this. And I'm like, okay, let's just stress about this for a second. And then she was at ease and it was awesome. So I do believe being positive in every situation is definitely beneficial. Not saying be like, oh, accident, yay. Like, you know, like obviously don't be that way. But just think of it logically.
That's how I'm gonna be the next time that happens. Exactly that. Oh, accident! Oh, yay! That's exactly how I'm gonna take that.
But there are some people who are just like, you know, way too optimistic too. But I think it comes down to being logical.
You can't be blind to
No.
the actual reality
Well,
of the situation.
The Lulu.
And also to other people's like emotions. People, if you're feeling sad or angry, people should be allowed to feel those things.
Mm-hmm.
So allow yourself.
What do
to
you guys
feel.
think about a motivation? Like, are you born with like not born with motivation, but
ambition or
yeah, like motivation to go after your goals? Like, because I feel like some people look for motivation outside of themselves and they want others to motivate them to take action to get to where they're heading. But I feel like the motivation comes from here. Like, you have to work on it.
I think it's definitely in your value set, like how your parents brought you up or how you were brought up in society as far as like how you want things to go. I mean, like I saw things online and on TV that I wanted, obviously. And then I was like, I definitely want those. Society told me certain things that I should want, you know, nice cars, those kinds of things. And obviously,
Materialistic
yeah,
stuff.
like, and once I've experienced luxury, you kind of know. Luxury is great for a goddamn good reason. It's fucking luxurious.
Yeah.
It's just, you get to be in comfort. You get to be in the best quality that a craftsmanship is really made on. Like, you know, a Ferrari is a Ferrari for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it rides there because it's just super, just like the engine, the battery, everything.
Yeah.
It's just perfectly designed in that car. And, you know, I do love luxuries. But like Vic said, I do think there is like a definition that you need to understand being humble. But that's where, like, you know, your own ambition sort of lies of just like being able to not be content with just your own situation, but at the same time being ambitious enough to drive for more, but not like, I need that. Like, I could go for more. I could be better every day, but I'm also like okay where I am. Being, you know, happy, but not complacent.
I love that.
Yeah. That's a hard thing to be, though, unfortunately.
It is.
Yeah.
It comes with a lot of work, self-work. I just experience a lot of people who blame their success on other people, or like, oh, I need to be motivated. In their look for outside motivation, I'm like, no, honey, you need to work on it for yourself. You need to find your own self confidence, and that's where the motivation is gonna come. When you have a clear vision, you heading in the right direction, and you have discipline. That's I think motivation maybe might be a wrong word to use. I think it's the discipline more so where that I need to, because motivation comes and goes.
Because I think motivation it's like a drug. You know, if you rely on motivation to do things,
flow.
Motivation can get a lot of things started, but
no, just flow. And I'm just thinking, I am flow. I want to ask you something about that too, but we'll continue this conversation. You know,
I'll make it quick. But yeah, motivation is like, because it's then you're just constantly relying on external forces, and at the end of the day, to make anything meaningful happen, you need to be able to go past when motivation goes. Like, what's going to keep you going once it's like, okay, this task has become mundane. I'm no longer interested in it, but I'm not at the result that I need yet.
Right.
Like going to the gym, you know, you want that spot, that look, you need to go for more than 3 months.
Right.
And it's like
It's discipline at this point.
At that point, it's like I think it's more of a you need to find something you're driven or passionate about. It's like
so it doesn't feel like work
because it's not even that. It's like you understand it's work, but the result is like that much of a need now.
I love that. Such a good intake on that.
This is going to be a Victor heavy episode, so
perfect. Switching it up a little bit. Victor as a guest.
Go to another channel if you like. You know, like he's literally my Meg. Shut up, Victor.
Well, the
no, you had good moments, bro. You had great moments. I love it.
Victor has some wisdom. We love that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he has some scriptures. He doesn't have wisdom. He has scriptures.
I just have a library memory.
Yeah, I love that. Memory. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I lost half of my brain by the traumas I went through because it's actually proven that.
I want to ask you this, and not to put you on the bad spot, but you throw the word trauma around a lot, and obviously trauma is a very strong word. So I want to just know what your definition of it is. Where I'm not denying your trauma, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to what you define it as.
I think trauma is when you are put in a position without a solution, and it's something extensive. Is that a word? Extensive, where it's like it starts to question who you are. It puts you in a dangerous situation, whether it's physically or mentally. It changes your personality. It makes you a person that you've never been before. So it pretty much I'm trying to look for the right word here, but it changes who you are. And it gets scary. So and it has long-term effect on your mental health. So obviously there's small traumas and there's large traumas. Everybody deals with traumas differently. You should never compare one trauma from another. I think it's just very personal how you handle something that happens to you. But I do think that when you go through a traumatic experience, doesn't matter what kind of trauma, it chemically affects your brain. And there is actually, it's proven that you do have short memory loss from traumatic experiences. And I remember going through, relationship issues and staying in the relationship. And I started to forget certain incidents that had happened during my relationship where were traumatic, and it left my brain. And then my best friend kept on bringing it up. Do you remember this? What he did here and there? I'm like, holy shit, I forgot about it. So it's almost like brainwashing. And yeah, I mean that's
So when you went to your therapist, though, is that what they told you? Like sort of like you've been through some traumatic experiences.
Yeah, because you don't look at it as a trauma until someone as an outside person notices it.
Because that's sort of like with I had a dentistry issue where like I was like, oh, it's not a big deal, and then I ended up going, I was like, no, it's a big deal. And it's like I didn't feel any pain or I didn't understand it well enough. It wasn't until I went to a professional they were like, no, this is severe. This is something that unfortunately we're gonna have to remove this tooth. I was like, oh, well, that's terrible. But that's sort of like, again, mental trauma and stuff like that, where you wouldn't know what is that's damaging you inside so badly.
If you're exposed to it for so long, you also get used to it in a way, and then you don't realize it's actually traumatic, and it's bad for you, and it's bad for your brain and your overall well-being. So if you almost become part of the problem and become part of the trauma. I don't really know how to explain it, but you know where I'm heading at,
let me just stop you. Vic, could you look up what trauma by definition is?
Already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, let's go.
A deeply distressing or disturbing experience, i.e. a personal trauma like the death of a child.
Oh, fuck,
so they put
dark.
that's
that's
hard.
A little dark right there.
That is what it says.
So my traumas are nowhere near to that trauma shit. I shouldn't even talk about it.
It's definitely relative because it's a distressing or disturbing experience. And
Yeah.
So I
It's like
think
you're
it's
so
relative to a
lost.
person's perspective because
But, I mean, like that's the question where you and everybody should wonder is like, where's the line of like it being like, you know, death of a child, and then there's just like, you ate my cookies, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you left me traumatized right after that.
Like, I
was
love these cookies. Yeah. And you just stole
I
it from
went
me.
all the way last night, and then I brought them back, and now what am I gonna have this milk with? You know?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like when I have a conversation with someone, you know, and I'm here sitting complaining about my traumatic experiences if it comes to relationships, and then there's someone who got raped.
Oh, nice,
You know?
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, then
gonna
I'm
put,
like, shit,
great.
my trauma compared to that trauma.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I better stop talking. But that's the thing. There shouldn't be comparison if it comes to traumatic experiences because everyone is, their emotional level of dealing with situations is different. So I think we all are traumatized in certain ways. And I do believe that it rewires our brain in not the best way. So it's really important to, when you feel like something is off with you or in relationships, any hard situation you're dealing with, it's good to get like an unbiased opinion of the third person to see if maybe you are dealing with some form of trauma. And then the sooner you handle it, the better, because it can really mess up your entire life if it's not faced.
I've heard it put this way once, was that a trauma is something that triggers as a survival instinct in your brain, where your brain categorizes this experience as like, this is literally a threat to your life. You should never experience this again. And then it records that. And so that's why traumas get triggered, because your brain from that moment was like, this event is life-threatening.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
So anything that makes your brain think it's going to happen, regardless if you remember or not, it's like, that's a trigger, because then your brain's like in full auto, let's go. This is your life is in danger, fight or flight.
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So those traumas create bad relationships within people.
If you don't heal
Right.
from that,
Well, I'm saying though, but like you, obviously, let's say it's fresh, or let's say it's, you know, they don't even know it, because some traumas, you're just reacting to it, like Victor said, where you sort of compartmentalize.
Oh yeah, compartment.
I don't know what that means, guys.
It's basically
Three compartments.
Okay.
Yeah.
A box
in a
it
box.
up. Okay.
Yeah, kind of thing like that. There
In
you go.
my brain, it makes sense that way. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Simple. There you go, for viewers too.
Same.
Yeah, exactly. So you put this away and you're just reacting towards it. You don't even know it's there. And then basically, then you start, it starts to show itself regardless of whether you hide it or you don't even know it. And then you attack others because of it without realizing that this is
trauma response.
Yeah, exactly. This is me just reacting for my safety.
Yeah.
And not understanding that I should be conversating, or I should be more calm that this situation isn't what it's supposed to be.
So, I've actually experienced the other person's traumas and like the reaction that was like, let's say I did something that in my head everything is fine, and you know, you guys know me, I know what's right and wrong. Like I was taught pretty well. So let's say I did something, I've expressed my emotions publicly, and the person didn't like my opinion, and it triggered his traumas, and he reacted very negatively to the point where I was just like, really? And it was literally like we just talked about, it triggered his own traumas, and it was like a fight or flight for him, even though it was not really, the situation wasn't even like fight or flight situation. It was just his own personal traumas that he hasn't healed, and it triggered a past experience, and he had to like attack me for it. And I was just like, this is fucking weird. Like, how, you know, trauma is a tough topic. You know, no one's ever perfect. We're all humans. We're definitely gonna make mistakes, but the sooner you handle it, the better. And especially don't get into a relationship if you are not fully healed. Maybe not fully, because you can heal while you're in a relationship, but at least if you don't know who you are as a person and what is it that you want from another partner, don't get in a relationship, because sooner or later, I mean, good luck to you. Hopefully it will last, but from my personal experiences, we tend to, just ruin things unintentionally because we're jealous, because that's our trauma, or that person doesn't deserve your big mouth, but you're responding in that way because you used to from your past toxic relationship. So that's where I'm at right now. And I have, speaking of transitioning a little bit, I still am looking to find out what I really want from a partner and what I don't want. I'm almost there, I would say. But it's funny because sometimes I confuse myself. Like, I want someone who is invested in me fully and shows me daily that they want me, they want my attention, they want to do things together. But then I'm like, you're being too much. I don't know if it's an Aquarius thing of me. Like, I want both. I saw this meme the other day. It was like... it was about the attention and space, and and there's what does Aquarius want, and it says space station. So like, I want attention and space at the same time, which is hilarious because I will, for instance, like, we would be in the house together and I feel like it's too much and I just need space, but my space is not like separate locations. I would go to my bedroom and I would sit there, but I would want to see you in like living room, and that's my space. Like, I still want you in my space, but I need space. Does this make sense or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Then there's people who want space. Like, let's just not talk for hours, or like see each other tonight, or like sleep in separate beds because I need some space. So weird. But yeah, I have this guy who he's like up in my ass, and I'm just like, Paulina, don't you want someone who's all about you? But then I'm like, oh, this is too much. Like, it's okay if you don't see me every day. How about you? Do you like space or attention? Or a blend of both?
It's hard. And like, yeah, I definitely like attention. As far as I'm concerned, I like to cuddle. So
I love cuddling.
Yeah.
I'm such a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Victor's like,
I think that's like the saddest thing about being single. It's just like you miss, cuddles.
Yeah.
I miss the cuddles. Yeah. Like,
it's funny with me and cuddling. Like, even when I'm mad at you, right? Like, I still need that touch. So like, I'll be like, fuck you, like turn around, but I'll like touch you with my toe or something, or like my finger. I'll be like, fuck you, Dennis. But I need to feel, I don't know if it's like a safety. That could be also trauma thing because, I've gone to like a abandonment issue. So having that person, even if I'm mad, like I can't stay mad for long. It's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. But yeah, I need like a little touch, like a toe touch or a finger touch. Yeah.
What about you, Vic?
Yeah, I think with a lot of that stuff, though, it's just communication and respect, because it's like things change and you're just like, can you communicate to that person? It's like, hey, just need some space right now. And do they respect
like,
it?
are you the big spoon or the small spoon?
I was just gonna ask.
Depends on the day.
I like that.
Yeah.
See, I'm like a big spoon kind of girl because I get hot easily. So like, if you hug me too much, I'm like, get away.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I'm a heater.
Yeah, I'm like, no. A big spoon, definitely. But that also might come from me being like a masculine energy. Sometimes I'm like, come here.
I don't mind that at all. I like boobs on my back. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I do
I'm good with it. Yeah.
As long
the
as
cuddle's
I
a
get touched,
cuddle.
I'm cool.
The cuddle is a
like,
cuddle.
Yeah, bro.
I do like to be small spoon for the boob reason. Like, I do like when someone, holds that thing. So
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, like,
just
both ways. I would like, yeah,
Can't
please,
complain.
or come here.
How about hugs? Let's talk about hugs, because I know a lot of people that don't like to be hugged, and I'm like, what?
I don't like to be hugged by men.
What do you mean? So like
it depends on the men. Like, I'll be honest. Like, if I kind of know you and like we cool and like like
a bro,
like 2 or 3, cool. Like, but there's some dudes that like I've met, love them, but they end up just like coming up to me
hugs.
and just just give me
hugs.
like deep. I'm like, bro, we're just saying hello. You could just give me a dap and we could like pop cool.
Yeah.
Like
I can
like,
see that being
like,
weird.
Yeah, like with women, obviously I'll like boom and then just walk away. Simple kiss on the cheek and just a hug and then just walk away. But I've come less to use that now just because I don't know the distance of what somebody has as far as comfortability.
Right.
Especially
Some people don't like it. Yeah.
Exactly. So like I know around my family, around like when I go to Costa Rica, that's natural. But
Right.
like
In your culture, for sure.
yeah, but to
Same in
other
Poland.
people, like they really do like that space. So I always just try to either dap, handshake, as depending on the situation.
Yeah. You can kind of read the body language too, and like
Some people can't. That's
no,
the
I'm saying
terrible.
no, but I'm saying like I can see like if someone is a hugger or not.
Yeah.
For instance, like
Have
my
you
best
ever,
friend.
Have you ever given a bad hug?
No, I'm great hugger. People
Yeah.
tell me I'm a great hugger.
No, I'm sure because they want a hug from you. Like I've done the opposite where I've actually just like I will and then they were like,
That's
you didn't
it?
you didn't even hug me, like that's what I'm saying.
You
I could have just done
critiqued your hugs.
Yeah, like they were just like we could have just done the handshake and that was it, like respectfully because
Right.
I didn't know them fully, so but I just I thought it was decent, it was proper, it was like quick, but they felt otherwise.
Apparently, the best hugs last about 11 seconds. That's what I've heard.
Oh,
it's like
more
a
than
meaningful
11 seconds, that's just sex at that point.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah.
No, but like, so why I brought up the hug conversation is because I do believe hugs heal. They have like a healing energy, and it's funny because my best friend, who also was our guest recently, she hates
Ashley. There you go.
She hates hugs, and I'm like, why are you fucking weird? And I almost want to hug her more because she fucking hates hugs. So I've seen this girl cry maybe 3 times, and we've been best friends for like 10 years, and I cry like every time I see her, pretty much. So it's 2 opposite personalities for sure. I believe that crying releases tension, releases bad energy, and it heals us. And I think crying is there's a reason why we fucking cry. And we have tears, but she's like, no, crying is for the weak, But also we come from different upbringings and different families. She was raised to be like this tough girl.
Yeah.
I was more so raised like, hey, share your emotions, talk about it. So it's interesting how we navigate through stressful situations around each other. Yeah. So I remember crying and like being so sad, and she's like, looks at me, she's like, bitch, please. And I'm like, even crying even more. I'm like, can you like hug me for once? She's like, fine. So then she will give me like a quick hug. I'm like, oh my God, why are you like this? And I love her to death. You guys know that. But I was just curious how you look at hugs. Because to me, like, I'm a big hugger. I won't hug you unless, like, if I meet someone, and they're like, hi, obviously I'm not going to come here and try to hug you. But if you are open to hugs, I'm going to give you the nicest hug. And so I think hugs are great. And cuddling is great too.
Oh. Vic, go ahead. Do your take.
I was just going to say, have you ever been asked? Because I've gotten people where they're like, when I first meet them, it's like, oh, I'm a hugger. Is that cool?
I say that sometimes.
And then they're like, I've gotten that quite a bunch of times. And I'm always cool because I'm a hugger too. So I'm like, yeah. But some people just go ahead and just ask right off the bat because.
Yeah.
You ever gotten that, D?
Yeah, I have. And I'm like, looked at them, no.
There you go.
So you are that guy that does not like to hug.
Listen, I like to hug. I just
like
not
a stranger.
Like certain people. It's like,
you gotta earn that hug.
You. No. Even women sometimes. No.
What if it's like a friend's a friend? Like, let's say.
If I'm attracted to them, then yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that's.
Let's say I'm a dude and we're in a like group setting and I'm bringing my girl. Like.
I don't hug your girl. I don't hug your girl. No, never.
What if she goes to hug you?
Like, Vic, I don't like hugging or like, with your wife.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Interesting.
No.
Is that a respect
like,
thing?
Yeah, for me it is.
Okay.
For me it is. It's like, I'll obviously acknowledge her and just, hey, how are you? It's nice to see you again. But hugging, like.
Interesting.
Yeah. Listen, I fucked other men's wives, but I'm not fucking my friends' wives. Like that's,
but the hug is just the hug.
Well, I'm just telling you that it's a respect thing.
Okay.
It's just like that's
I
how
wonder
I
if that
deal
plays
with it.
into it.
Yeah,
though.
it's just like.
Is that because you wouldn't want another man to hug your wife?
I'm okay with it. I'm
just trying to see like where is it coming from.
It's a literal respect from me to Victor. It isn't like
I
get it.
Against her or anything.
But you wouldn't care, right?
Yeah.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was just like if hug's a hug. Yeah,
right. Same.
But I asked because I've heard that plenty of times. Yeah. Like I know there's like certain things with like that perspective. I also think it comes from like that like
culture.
No, it's just like kind of like when someone has that capacity,
Okay.
to, so it's like, it's also
Are
like,
you talking about me?
no. But I'm saying it's like,
fuck your wife.
no,
Hell yeah.
just because it's like, you usually don't do things because you consider people doing it.
Right.
It's like, I feel like it's like you think something's disrespectful because you find it disrespectful in some capacity. So that's why you don't want to do it,
There was a situation once where I was at a local restaurant with my ex, and like, his friends and family were around. At this point, like, we were together for a while, and everybody knows me, everybody's friendly with me. In my culture, giving a kiss in the cheek and hugging is normal. And one of the friend's dad came up, and I was like sitting straight by the like picnic table, and someone comes behind me and grabs my face, turns it, and like kisses me in the cheek. To me, I like for a second I was like, what the hell, who's touching me? But then I turn around, I'm like, oh, okay, it's this gentleman that I know, and there's no bad intention. But the person I was with at the time found it very disrespectful, and like he actually like approached him, and it was a whole situation. And I was just like, this is fucking embarrassing. Like, this man raised you pretty much, and you're gonna go and attack him because he grabbed my face and kissed me on the cheek. Like, I never understood that. Like, I can see the respect part, but it's not a random person. It's someone that...
Well, again, for that particular situation, if I had an issue with it, I wouldn't really take it up with that man.
How would you solve it?
In that situation, I would communicate with you personally. I would not like you to do that.
But I didn't do nothing.
I know, but when that man does that, I would expect, I guess, you to have those words for him yourself. And again, that's a communication from me to you, what I don't like. But,
I question, but that person is not my friend. It's your family friend. So why am I responsible to go and have a conversation with him if it's your family that has done it?
If it's that type of situation, then I would definitely just have a conversation with him.
Okay, good. Because
I
was like,
I thought that again, that man was you knew him.
No. So it was literally, we were in a situation where it was like all of my ex's friends and family, and I was just like the girlfriend.
But that's definitely the proper example what Dee showed, is just communicate. It's like how to communicate with him or with you, but just like, hey, that's like a boundary for me, or a trigger or whatever. It's just, I don't want to see that again type of thing.
That's it.
So you just
like,
know.
Like,
so it was communicated, but then like...
No, but it was communicated badly.
Badly, yeah. Like it became a whole
because
scene.
That was emotional. That was reactive.
Exactly. You do the communication. Hey, I just need to talk to you really quickly. And then you may find out, again, through that conversation, that maybe it is triggering me for something, and I need to solve something. And I'm open to that idea.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's just communication that we rely on to make sure we solve these issues. It's not about like, oh, shit, like Victor said, reaction is never the key to this. If you feel something,
take a deep breath and
you take like I told you about that the emoji. Just like I felt the type of way, I wasn't gonna go tell you like go fuck off. Like I was like,
it was a nice emoji, guys. By the way, he just got triggered out.
So
I was like, what the heck?
Again, that's why I'm just like, and then I just bring it up. I know you didn't mean anything by it, but it was just something that was with me.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
And I appreciate like you took it very maturely, and you didn't react. You just
but I'm also attentive to know that, hey, I can be wrong too, and it could be coming from me. So I understand, like, okay, let me make sure. Like I like dividing things up, and Victor's a great choice when it comes to like, oh, okay, yo, this happened to me, or this is what's going on, and I'm about to have a conversation with the person about it. It may get emotional on my part, and I need it to be strictly outside of that. So that's why I have Victor there sometimes, or like somebody there to give me like some consolement, like, hey, be cool about it. Just talk these points.
Right.
It's important. And then I think I sent you somebody where they were just like, if you get heated right now, I can't talk about this.
Time.
I'll talk to you about it. And that's the hardest thing to do is control yourself in those waves of emotions that you
I had to learn that myself.
You still will. Like, it's a whole life situation that you have to
But I had to learn on the other side of that, where I am someone who, when there's an issue, we're sitting down, we're resolving it right now. And not everybody is like that. You
Yeah.
know, like some people need space to clear their head and not act emotionally. And I was just like, really? Like you're gonna, you know, I had to grow up to it where I was like, all right, he needs space. Give him some time. But then that was also like a play. Sometimes I was in a position where it was like, oh, let's talk about this later, and never was brought up again. So that's disrespectful to me. You ask for space, go ahead and take your space, but at least let me know, hey Paulina, we're gonna talk about this in an hour. Can you give me time frame where like, all right, you need your space, but give me respect because I'm upset about something and this needs to be discussed. So let's reconvene. Like let's sit down and talk about it in a specific time frame.
I think another thing also that like people struggle with is that sometimes the triggers are around something that's like perfectly otherwise normal.
Right.
Like an emoji or something like that.
Yeah.
And they don't bring it up because it's like logically it's like, why would I bring that up? And it's and also other people are like, you're ridiculous, you're being childish and this and that, and completely deflate the whole situation. So it's like, why would I want to bring it up? You know, it's like being willing to. But if the person's strong enough to be like, hey, this is making me feel a certain way. I know it shouldn't, but it does. I need to figure that out. It's also, I think, a respectful thing as a partner or someone who's in the vicinity to be like, okay,
take it into
I'm not going to torture you by just saying that it's silly and going to keep doing it, even though you just came out to me and said it's something that bothers you.
Yeah.
It's like, until you figure it out while you're working on it, I'm not going to like keep doing the exact same thing over and again. Right. Intentionally, at least. Sometimes it's like unintentional, but
it comes with respect too for your partner. Like, I don't need to understand why you're upset about the emoji, but because I respect you and we're building together, that emoji's not going to get sent.
But it's great to also establish that boundary.
No, I'm just giving you an example. Like, we're speaking about the emoji, so
or the
it could
space
be any
thing
situation.
Too. It's like establishing the boundaries. Like, you get your space, but we still need to talk about this.
Yeah, there's multiple times where like that was just the way of running away from the problem, and that was never brought up. And I was like, literally, I couldn't sleep because I'm like, is this man for real not going to talk to me about something that I brought up to his attention? Like, that's just beyond disrespectful. So it's hard to like navigate through relationships. Everybody's different, and I had to learn how to give people space, but like within a certain, like, come on, like you don't need 24 hours to talk to me. I mean, I'm sorry, unless it's like a very serious.
Give me a week sometimes.
No,
I swear to God, I'm gonna go away for a little bit. I'll see you in a couple of days.
He's not lying.
Yeah.
No, my thing is like, you know.
No, but I honestly, I think that is a problem with me. I do. I'm just like, maybe I'm autistic in that way, but just like leave me the fuck be for a couple hours. I'm gonna go grab a meal. I'll see you in a couple of days. I'm gonna go watch something, hit a bag, you know, whatever I have to do just to calm myself, and then also take time to think about the situation because like I want to make sure one, I'm okay with what I did or like said, or maybe I can look at it and like, sorry about this. I shouldn't have said this, or I should have done this, but this is what's going on. Because I think it's an age thing. It's a maturity thing. Once you come down to it, it's just like, I've taken enough years in my life where it's just like, okay, this is what I need to do in every scenario. And I wish I was calmer in some, but you know, like Victor says, we're all just human.
Learn. Yeah.
You learn, but sometimes it's a heated moment. And like you're just a human being.
Yeah. Yeah, but so when it comes down to like in what we just talked about, where I was like, okay, I'm compromising, I'm letting you take the space, and then you say like you're gonna go away for a couple of days. You also need to compromise because you need to understand where it's like, all right, she's giving me the space I need. Normally, she would be like, let's talk about this right now, but she's giving me space, so take the space, but don't take the full week. Maybe like cut it short. Like, okay, 3 days is fine.
See, this is why I'm not in a relationship. I was just like, no, I'm good. I don't need to do this.
I have fucking no patience. I'm working on the patience. Like, if I want to know something, I need to know right now. But I have been working on it.
You know who I have a relationship with is Victor. This is
romance.
This is
I've
literally
the longest lasting.
Yeah. Just like
I love it.
Everything that you said, I have to work with Victor on.
He's prepping you for the romantic relationship.
But as a business partner,
right?
Because like there's times where I'm just texting him like, fucking get it back to me right now. It's just like, but then I realized, no, he has his life. He has to do things. And it's just like, personally, like I gave up most of those things because I just wanted business.
Right.
So that was my choice, but he has a choice in it, and I'm grateful for everything else that he provides and gives out to
Yes, Victor.
to us. You
And
know,
I've learned a
here.
lot too.
Yeah.
Also working with the things I need to work on too, as far as communication, like things of courtesy and like keeping mindful of other things.
You guys spend a lot of time together, so
Unfortunately,
it is a relationship built for sure.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have your disagreements, but you learn through it, and the fact that you guys are very open emotionally and speak about things, it's huge, and that's gonna help you in future romantic relationships.
Oh yeah. Or so I think. Maybe I hope. Imagine like I'm just still the most selfish individual ever. But,
Listen, nothing wrong with that. I don't think you're just not ready yet, and that's okay.
Well, one of the things that I sent you was I forgot the doctor's name, or even if he was a doctor, that dude that talks about trauma all the time. Just I sent it to you guys. Guess you don't watch my reels.
I do.
That's triggering. That's triggering. Just letting you know where the chair is at. You both get one. Count one.
Shit,
right
now
there.
I'm on the same bench that Victor. I'm getting chaired.
Yeah, you're getting cheered. That's how close you are now. You're getting cheered now.
Yeah, that's how you know you're in his inner circle.
Yeah. It's just like
That's how we know there's love. There's love.
Yeah, exactly.
When there's
He'll
hate,
bring
there's
you a
love.
water bottle with a share flying at you.
Love that. Consider it.
Of course. But there was
The real?
the girl was asking him about the worries that she has about being a mom, like a future mom. She's going to be. But he was telling her, it's like, are you worried about like the future? Or are you really worried about the past? And in it, basically, like he just describes like maybe you're afraid of being a parent, like your parents and everything like that. But like what he ended up saying was just like a therapist told him, it's just like what you're asking right now is miles ahead what your parents are doing. So imagine what what compared to what your parents are giving you, if you subsidize that or like cut that down, you're doing a world of service to that child next. So like that's what you always like. Yes, you'll have your own like shit, but like nowadays, now mental health is such an obvious topic,
Right.
And like to be asking these questions that way, like it shows concern about your future child or whatever, and then just like, okay, I'm gonna have my traumas, I'm gonna have my problems, but you know what, like just seeing my sister raise her kid is amazing. Just like today, I got to spend time with her. It was she's incredible. We play games, and while we were eating though, we were asking like card game things, and it's like, if somebody was mean to you, what would you do, or something like that. And my dad, talked to him, and my sister said something else, and I just told her, punch him. Go be violent.
My dad
and then my
say the
sister
same.
just looked at me like, nah. Like it was hilarious. I was like, I mean, just go talk to him. Yeah, do that. Like,
Yeah, but that's the thing with having kids. You want to also work through your traumas so you don't pass that to your child. I think a lot of people are scared of having kids because of that.
I'm scared because of the price. You kidding me?
Oh yes,
no,
ridiculous.
Forget that. Like that's a trauma in itself. Like, just your pockets be traumatized. Oh, there goes Mr. Lincoln, Mr. Franklin.
Definitely
Gone.
Definitely a lot. It's a lot, but I don't know. I have a belief that I will always figure it out financially. I don't.
Oh, I'm sure because past people have done it before.
Yeah.
You're
never ready for a kid. I mean, there's maybe 5% of, not even 5% of people in the world are like fully financially and emotionally prepared to have a child. Yeah. I think it just happens, and you're naturally going to figure it out.
I'm just going to do like Robert De Niro, 80 years old, pushing kids out. That's fine.
Oh my God, I had this conversation with one of my buddies. There's people that have like hundreds of kids.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like, when I'm 80, I'll have a kid. I'm not saying.
No, I was just thinking about like because the kids talk, and having kids just brought up that memory. Which some people have millions of kids out there. It's wild how you can just go. Like how many times you can fuck a day to have like 100 kids within your.
Well, unfortunately for women, not that many.
No, not us. No, but as a male.
Yeah.
Like, you can really have millions of kids if you really want to.
Yeah.
That's insane. But yeah, you
Genghis
don't have...
Khan, Genghis Khan did that. That's why a lot of people can trace back some of their Asian roots to that. The
Wild.
dynasty. That's crazy, right? He just fucked through Asia and everything. Like, that man was doing work. Just like, good Lord. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. He literally... The reason why his grandchild, grandchild is because he fucked your grandma real bad. Like, literally.
And back then, there's no, like...
Her cervix still hurts.
Oh,
like,
my God.
Yeah.
Victor.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But this is why you don't have to rush because you're a man. Then you can have kids when you're old.
Yeah. No, I'm so grateful for that. But what happens if my sperm is blank? What do you think about legacy? Do you think about legacy to your children? Or do you just want to have kids because kids?
I don't really think... I'm a female. I don't look at it like from that perspective. I think more so male think of like legacy in terms of having a child and passing along. Yeah. For me, I want a child because I want to, maybe that is form of legacy, continue spreading that positivity and having a child who is raised the right way to impact other people eventually and to make this world a better place, because there's a lot of fucked up people out there. And if I can have a little me being positive and the negative motherfuckers hating on my child because it's, you know, mini positive Paulina, but that child is going to impact other people to be the same. It's like a positive bacteria spreading in the world.
Now let me ask you this. What if you knew for a fact your child was the next Hitler? You knew
what
it.
do you mean? Like in my womb?
Yeah, like you can't change it. Not in your womb, 2-year-old. Like, oh, he's still adorable, but he's gonna be Hitler. Victor, what do you do? Yeah. You gotta decide, bro. He's gonna do the genocide again. Yeah, just letting you know.
And well,
you can't change
you can change the future.
The only thing you can change is if you kill him now or not. That's the only thing.
That's dark.
That's dark.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an ultimatum, though.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the ultimatum. What are you doing, though?
I don't think ultimatums
See,
really
like
exist,
right here. This is the weak points you guys have.
I am changing that.
Real quick, what are you talking about? He's going to do genocide and you're...
He's not going to.
There's no way to... no future is exact.
I said that you know for a fact that he's going to
He wants to hear that you're going to commit a crime.
But even scientific facts are no longer facts once you prove them they aren't.
This is an ultimatum and this is the choice. This is not changing
Tell him what he wants to
things.
hear, Victor.
Bro, it's whether you yes or no. That's it. I'm going to keep baby Hitler or I'm going to just kill him. Like that's one of your choices. That's it. It's very simple. Not changing anything.
I mean, I'll keep baby Hitler till it's too late.
Okay.
And then when it's like, okay, this is definitely not going the way we want to, then maybe I don't know.
So if your child is,
if I have to,
I'm just saying, if your child was Jeffrey Dahmer, what are you doing?
Well, I mean,
until the action is taken. Like, until that child is taking an action.
Yeah, you see the fucking dead
corpses.
corpses.
With Jeffrey, though, it's like sociopath. So you would see that so early on.
Yeah.
That, you would definitely, like, either institutionalize the kid or something like that.
Lock him up.
Like, but it's like, you work on him, you do your best. I mean, like, obviously, ultimatum and stuff like that, I get it. But in real life,
okay,
you do your best.
See, like, he just killed a bunch of bodies. What are you doing now?
I mean, you murdered people. Then at that point,
yeah, at that point,
you have to institutionalize. He's a danger to other people.
Okay.
I mean, like if you murdered a rabbit, then it's like okay, that's the first sign of sociopath. Like that's a future type of thing. Then you would work with a professional and this and that, and go from there.
But it has to be hard to
realize.
Not all lives matter, folks. There you go.
It's just that's a terrible situation. But yeah, you gotta.
I mean, he's almost a hunter if you look at it from this perspective.
Yeah, so, but like if there was no remorse in killing an animal, that's like the textbook. Like this person has full potential to kill a person, type of thing.
But imagine like actually having a child that that's
my grandma has
psychotic.
No remorse. Killing chickens, so I don't know.
Like, I've seen my mom comes from a farm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've seen that shit. It's crazy.
like you can have remorse, but at the same time, I gotta eat, bro. All right, let's go. You know, chicken head chopped off. That's it.
And a fresh
True.
chicken ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
and
what
you
you
eat.
got to do.
It's part of life, I guess. And then there's gonna be vegan audience, like, oh, you can eat vegan if you really want to, if that bothers you.
That's
But
true.
Yeah,
That's
I
Which
mean,
I've
I
tried.
believe in the humane killing. You
Yeah.
know, and you can try to do your research. I know where like the
I
American
don't think
farming
you can do
system is.
humane killing with animals.
Well,
I see what your point is, and I know it, and I
Yeah,
acknowledge
it's
it.
just-
I'm just saying, like, humane to animals, like it's like
We'll kill.
like,
We'll say
without
that
having
killing.
them suffer.
Yeah,
you know?
killing is killing. Like that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
fact.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
get
hurts to
that.
kill. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm saying, but it's not human. Like it's weird to put human standards on animals.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
What do you about you? Like what do you think about like when you personally? I fucking hate seeing women like what is it? What are they like furry babies? Yeah.
Oh, fur
hashtag
babies.
Yeah,
Fur
fur
babies.
babies.
What?
People
like-
call their dogs their fur baby. Or
Oh,
their
for
cat their-
babies. Oh,
yeah.
it's so like a woman without kids calling like,
Yeah.
oh, that's my baby. I think
Yeah.
that's a little fucking crazy.
Oh, that's
Like I
absolutely
do, I do love animals. I was raised
I
with
agree.
animals,
Yeah.
you know, but I would never
that's
be
an
like, oh, that's my
animal.
baby. Like what? That's my
Yeah.
baby. Like
Yeah.
for a baby, that's weird. Sorry, guys, don't hate me for that, but that's just ridiculous.
I completely agree. It's like this is part of our family, obviously.
Yeah.
100%.
But an animal is an animal.
Exactly.
It
You
does have
treat-
feelings, and
yeah,
you know,
but
especially
you
dogs.
treat an animal like an animal,
Right.
Not you don't treat a baby human like a fucking
No.
little.
I always laugh
bear
at the
cub
I always laugh at the strollers.
Hmm.
Like people buy expensive ass dog strollers.
I've seen that. Yeah, they're just pushing their dogs around.
I also don't like small dogs. So I like if you have a dog, just have like a serious fucking dog that will protect you, that will love you, that will, you know, be your companion in a way. But like little dogs, I mean, useless.
I like them, but I just hate when people just like they're my little baby, and then like they become little spoiled brats. Like even a little dog can be trained well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like
agree.
when people just train these animals completely in the wrong way, that drives me insane.
I would say an animal is like a child, and it's a huge responsibility.
I'll say it's a responsibility. Sure.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of people like the idea of having an animal, but they don't understand what responsibility it comes with. Especially if you, like, for instance, I don't have animals because I have such a busy lifestyle where I know I would be, that dog would, or a cat would be miserable because I would not give it enough attention or training. And I want, you know, I'd rather that dog have a better family than me. Whenever I'm ready, whenever I'm more settled, whenever I have my own house, it's a different story. But, you know, don't just get a pet just to fulfill or like fill in a void, emotional void that you're dealing with. Get a pet because you are ready for that pet to give it the best life it can have. I see so many examples. I mean, Jesus, like, you know, there was a situation where one of the relationships I was in, the dog got given away because, oh, sorry, I just don't have time for that dog anymore. Why are you getting a dog at the first place? That pissed me off. So if it comes to that,
But I feel
dog is
like
a
that's-
family.
I do feel like that's also partly like responsibility, at least on them to like. I can't handle the dog.
Right.
I thought we did. I thought like we.
No, but we're
like,
talking about 3-year dog. We're talking about you
Oh.
got it as a baby, and now it's 3 years. That dog is going through trauma because you're giving it away. Now you're like, oh, it's just a dog. It's not a child. But imagine this is how serious I take this though. So again, I'm not like a fur baby. I hate that shit. But if it comes to animals, they have emotions. So like to me, it's like if you're giving away a dog because all of a sudden you don't have time for it, how are you gonna handle a child?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You give it away.
But no,
Adoption
seriously,
is-
seriously.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Like
I
if you
agree.
can't handle a dog, which is not a child,
No.
it's not a human. I almost feel like you would, the second the child starts acting up and
Yep.
giving you problems, what are you going to
You sell that kid, you know.
do? So I will tell you this.
Czechoslovakia, $500, you know.
I'll
They
tell you
harvest
this.
some good organs that way.
I judge. Oh my God.
I really think that's probably true, right?
Probably,
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
Jesus.
fucked up.
But I do judge people based on their animals and how your animal is raised. I will
I'll judge you.
definitely judge
Oh
you.
yeah, 100%.
And if you're a potential partner, but your dog is a little shit, you're probably gonna raise your child like little shit. So, and maybe I'm jumping into like conclusions too fast, but yeah, I hated the fact that that dog was given away. And he is living better life now as a result. So it was a good decision. But at 3 years though, like that's,
I mean,
and the lifestyle didn't change. Let me just add to it.
okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say the only caveat is like, major life changes,
No.
work
Nope.
changes, stuff like that.
I don't know, guys, about that one. The dog is gonna be happy. I've seen dogs with 3 legs and they're happy. 2 legs. and
Yeah.
As long
Yeah.
as they can run around and lick people.
Yeah, but
that's a
dogs get
beautiful
really
thing.
attached. So it's
Yeah.
like if you give it away at when the dog is an adult dog, now they're going through trauma. Unnecessary. Like the dog don't live long. Dogs don't live long. So like give it the
13
best.
years.
Well, it
Yeah.
depends
I mean,
on the
don't.
breed.
Yeah, obviously, don't just do it to do it, or just
Yeah.
because you're not like, I don't know, you're just getting lazier, too much
Yeah.
work, stuff like that. Like, you put in the effort, you made a bond. You're supposed
Right.
to treat them humanely.
Yeah.
Like they are a family member. They're not
Yeah.
a legitimate baby level. But I say it's like you still treat them like your intention is to grow them
You
up
have
as a
to
family.
take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then if you're in a situation where your living situations change and you
Right.
just can't support an animal, or you're in a temporary, because I've also seen with temporary situations where it's like financially you're just not at a place that you can feed this dog and
Oh
like,
yeah,
do the
no.
things
Don't have the
necessary.
dog starve for
Yeah.
sure.
Then you
It
gotta
depends on
make
the situation.
situation.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like yeah, but then there's also just people who realize they get the pet and then it's like, I can't handle this
And
responsibility.
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Because you notice it within the first.
But
like,
there's definitely people who just like they treat pets lower too, and I also hate that too. It's
Yeah.
just like they treat it like what's the word? Like a slave almost.
Yeah.
Like, which I guess like sometimes you get animals for work.
Yeah, yeah.
Strictly a
These
guard
dogs
dog.
shouldn't be treated like dogs.
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like there's so many tiers to that. So many
right.
faces.
There's a reason why you get certain dogs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, there's.
I had a little dog.
Aw.
To answer your question from before.
I mean, I've opened up to little dogs.
No, that's such bullshit. Okay, anyways.
No, I mean there are like okay. I used to hate cats. My roommate has a cat, and I've created such a strong bond with this cat, and I'm like, oh shit, I guess I
Really?
do like
because
cats.
you're very
Yeah.
cat-like.
Huh?
You're very cat-like.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what?
You're
Tell me.
about like what 30s?
Independent and like in my own. Oh yeah, I'll
You're
fucking.
old cat lady now. Yeah.
They're like, cuddle me, but not too long.
Yeah.
It's like, I hate you, but still touch me.
That is so funny. Maybe this is my new calling, guys. I'm just gonna become a cat girl now.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, I never trusted cats because they're.
Croquet. That's where you gotta go next.
What is
Little
it?
Croquet.
Oh.
Yeah, like just knit your
Old
cat.
lady, yeah.
Yeah, cat. Your whole hoodie. And
No, but
everything.
cats are so unpredictable. I almost feel like if you touch the cat a certain way, they're gonna be like, and I'm not like that.
I think once you know your cat, like your own cat, they're predictable.
Yeah.
Because they just have personalities.
Yeah.
You can always predict they act in their
So
self-interest.
how do you pet your cat?
Oh my god, that cat is so funny. I literally talked to Mason. Don't hate me for this, but that's my roommate's name.
Right.
She has so it's a male cat.
Mhm.
So when he comes up and like rubs onto me, he sticks out his butt, and I was like, Mason, I think he's a little gay because like he literally sticks out his butt. So I pat him on his back, and he like meows, is like the whole time, and he will like you can smack him hard in his booty and he just loves it. So there's certain, like you said, every cat has a different personality, I feel like, and they like to be touched differently. So I was never a cat person because I just didn't trust them. Dogs are more predictable. You can kind of see in their eyes whether they like something or not. Cats, you can't see that, I feel like, at least for me. But now I have a bond with Snape and we're best friends.
Well, he named him Snape.
Yeah, from Harry Potter.
Oh, cool. No, I figured that much.
Yeah. He's so cute.
So thanks again for joining us at PND Podcast.
Subscribe and make sure that you stay on track for the new episode. Thanks for joining in and watching.